Welcome to Sarah Talk Solutions. You've tuned into another week of Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email at theblog.sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text 818-963-9163. You're listening to the number one best digital radio station in the nation, the Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. Welcome to another week of Sarah Solution Talks. You can drop me an email at theblog.sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Welcome to this week's show, and as we know, it is Valentine's Day, or I should say Valentine's Week. What do you have in plan, or what do you have in stored? What are you doing? Do you have a significant other? Are you single? Are you ready to mingle? Or are you just had unfortunately broken up? Or are you going through a horrible divorce? I don't know. Guys, you can drop me an email. I like to hear what you guys got in stored for your special one or your loved one. You can drop me an email, theblog.sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Times. Happy Valentine's Day or Happy V-Day, whatever you got in store, drop me an email or drop me a text. You're listening to the one and only Sarah Talk Solutions. Drop me an email at theblog.sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email at theblog.sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Best digital radio station in the nation. Guys, it is Valentine's week, or I should say Valentine's, well, not day, but we're getting there slowly. But I know it's a special day for all lovers out there, or love in the air, or you don't have to be with someone. But if you do, drop me an email at theblog.sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Good old Valentine's Day, V-Day, it is here. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. Drop me an email, theblog.sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Guys, it is Valentine's week, and Valentine is here. What do you have in store? What do you have in plan? It's saying here, which it is, Valentine's Day, also called St. Valentine's Day, or the Feast of the Saint Valentine. Celebrated annually on February 14th, it's originated as a Christian feast day honoring the mantra name Valentine and through the later folks' tradition. It has also become a significant cultural, religious, and commercial celebrations of romance and love in many regions of the world. Yes, the good old Valentine's Day, which is February 14th. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email at theblogsarahtalks.com. Drop me a text 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Wow, let's go through this Valentine's, which we know is Valentine's Week, and I have stumbled across the top 10 best Valentine's Day quotes. So, fall in love, stay in love. And we decided everything. You come to love not to find out the perfect person, but you're seeing an imperfect person perfectly. Where there is love, there is life. Nobody can be measured, not even the poet. How much heart can hold. So, what are some Valentine's quotes? I will love to hear what's your favorite Valentine's quote. You can drop me an email at theblogsarahtalks.com. Drop me a text 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio. So, famous Valentine Day quotes. So, let's go. Whatever the souls are made of, his and mine are the same. Wow, I love her and it's beginning of everything. There is only one happiness in life, to love and to be loved. Love is a true destiny. Guys, there is so many Valentine quotes out there. What's your best quote or what's your best message? By all means, drop me an email, theblogsarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Happy V-Day, guys, for the lovers out there. Happy Valentine Day, guys, out there for the lovers of the people out there that are in relationships, people that are actually like to get into it, people who just love the idea of being in love. There are some short quotes or short love quotes that I have stumbled across and I love to share. So it's saying here, your greatest gift I've ever gotten. You're my greatest adventure, forever and always. I've never want to stop making memories with you. If I know what love is, it's because of you. All you are is all I ever need. I'm much more when I'm with you. All these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful love short quotes. All this for Valentine Days. There are beautiful, beautiful quotes, much more out there. Guys, by all means, drop me an email, theblogsarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email at theblog@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Happy Valentine's Day, guys, and to all the lovers out there, by all means, drop me an email. I would like to know what you're getting up to and what's your Valentine's Day is in store. Please drop me an email, drop me a text. You're listening to the one and only Miss Sarah B. I'm your host. You're listening to The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let's go, guys, and let's go, and happy V-Day. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblog@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Guys, it is Valentine's Day. I am excited that it is Valentine's Day. And I love the fact that everyone's, love is love. You can't beat it or you can't fight it. It's just there. If you have a significant one, by all means, drop me an email, drop me a text. I love to hear what you guys have got installed for your Valentine's Day. I've gone through these beautiful quotes, beautiful short quotes. I love to hear if you have any beautiful quotes that you share with your significant other or your longtime partner, or you've been in a long marriage, which is great. Just because you've been with someone for so long doesn't mean that you still can't get romantic. By all means, drop me an email, theblog@sarahtalks.com. That's my email. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio. Yippee and yippee to all the lovers out there. By all means, drop me a text or drop me an email. I'd love to hear what you got in store. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblog@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Guys, as we know, it is Valentine's Day. It's upon us. It's a rise. I would love to hear for you to drop me an email or drop me a text. See what you get up to, what you got in plans. Are you going away? Are you going for dinner? Is there a big day for you? Or it's just like another day. I know it has different meanings for different people in the world. And I love to hear what everyone has or what other people have got installed as such. So I'm just interested to know what people are up to as such. There is so much, as I said, you can go out for dinner, you can go for a surprise trip, or you can actually just go for a little drive or a long drive. It all depends on the person and how much, you want to put into it. There's no wrong and there's no right way. It's just Valentine's. It's just Valentine's. By all means, drop me an email, theblog@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you're listening to the one and only best digital radio station in the nation. Hello and welcome to this Valentine's week, where we are talking about all the good old Valentines. If you're with someone, if you're not with someone, but it doesn't matter. It all depends on you. So let's go through some facts. The good old Saint Valentine's, the facts. The saint, the feast day. Depending the history. By some accounts, Saint Valentine's was a Roman priest and a physician who was the mantra during the prosecution of Christians by the emperor. Okay, that's some facts right there and then. That just went a little bit too dark too soon. I wasn't ready for that, but it's okay. Let's stick to the history. Who was the real St. Valentine's? Which that's interesting to know because, on one St. Valentine's was supposedly a Roman priest who performed secret weddings against the wishes of the authorities in the 3rd century. Oh, I like that. So he was actually, facilitating, marrying people off. And it's interesting that they had to do it like on the down low or hush hush. But hey, love is real and love is strong. And if you want, which you will, you can actually, if you found that perfect person, you want to be with them for the rest of the day and you'll go to the ends of the earth to be with that person. By all means, drop me an email, theblock@saratalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. To Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email at theblock@saratalks.com. Drop me a text 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, there's some stories about Valentine's. Who was the St. Valentine's and who did he do? This is an interesting story. I like that. So Valentine's was a priest or a bishop in Rome who lived during the 3rd century after Christ. He was allegedly jailed by the Roman Empire. So that's interesting. So who was St. Valentine's Day? I should say Valentine's Day. Who was St. Valentine? And what did he do? The story of the patrons, the saint of the lovers. That's interesting. So Valentine's Day is considered the most romantic day of the year, as we all know, with nearly 200 million roses purchased around the world for 14th of February celebration. Around 145 million cards are sent from admirers and spouses, with 25 million sent in the UK, let alone. But the history behind the date is actually quite grisly, involving Saint Valentine in 269 AD. So in saying that, here's what we know about Saint Valentine's and why we celebrate it on his life on the 14th of February. Who was Valentine's? So guys, this is going to be, we're going to go a little bit deeper to understand what and who is Valentine and what is he all about. To Sarah Solution Talks. You can drop me an email, theblock@saratalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. As we know, it is Valentine's week. We're all about the lovey-dovey, all the chocolates, all the roses, all that good stuff. Tell me, what have you got planned? What have you got installed for this special day? Do you have a significant other, or are you just going to be single and mingle and just be on your own? By all means, drop me an email, theblocksaratalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio. You're listening to Sarah's Solution Talks. You can drop me an email, theblocksaratalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio. Every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's Valentine's week. Valentine's Day is arising. I would like to know what you are up, what you got installed. You can drop me an email at theblocksaratalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio. So, here, what we need to know about St. Valentine and why we celebrate his life on 14th of February. And who is St. Valentine? Valentine was a priest or bishop in Rome who lived during the 3rd century after Christ. He was allegedly jailed by the Romans and for his deceit and unwillingness to obey the emperor orders to stop performing Christian marriages. He was also said to be guilty of helping prosecuting Christians. So his rules against Christian teachings, it did not want people to worship anyone else other but him. According to the legend, St. Valentine wrote letters to the daughter and miraculously rid her of her blindness. He was also befriended, but he tried to convert the emperor to Christianity, but he was condemned to death. So, this is all about the Valentine, the man himself. So Valentine wrote his final letter to his daughter before his execution, signing it from your Valentine. He was beaten with clubs and stones and bedheaded outside the gated in the Rome before being buried at the Christian cemetery. And St. Valentine's was not, though he had a thought, he had intimate relationships with the daughter. So, what and why did he become a saint? St. Valentine's was given the feast by the Pope in 496 AD in celebration of the Christian. The feast of the St. Valentine's was observed each 14th February since then. So in the High Middle Ages, from 1250 AD, St. Valentine's became an icon for love and romance. So, however, the saint name was removed from the German Romans in the 1969, and the little story or the little history around his acts may speculate, and the story of St. Valentine's has been skewed by various and other versions. This includes the French 14th century manuscript illustrated of the Valentines overseeing the building in Italy, despite him as a bishop, and where others originally story refers to his Roman priest. So this is interesting facts all about the good old St. Valentine's. By all means, drop me an email, theblocksaratalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I love to hear your history, your understanding of what all St. Valentine or what he's about, because there's so much history and so many whys, and I would like to hear your take on it, your thoughts. By all means, drop me an email, theblocksaratalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You're listening to Miss Sarah B, and I'm your host. So sit back and let me take you on an impactful journey as I introduce you to today's new brand of American hero. Guys, this is Valentine's week, or Valentine is rising or approaching. As such, you can drop me an email at theblog@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. By all means, I am, going in deeper to find out what is St. Valentine's, what is he all about. So, St. Valentine's is a patron saint of lovers and beekeepers. So how does he celebrate his life, or how is his life celebrated on Valentine's Day? The story that was signed with a final letter from the Valentines has led to traditions of sending and receiving anonymous cards and letters and poems from your admirers. Celebrations began in the Middle Ages in England and in France, where the English poet Geoffrey Chaucer celebrates St. Valentine's in his 1375 poem, Parliament of Follicles. He wrote, "For he was sent on Valentine's Day, where every fowl come that chose his mate." Okay, today's people, the UK spend average of £23 per person, a total of $926 million. Around 75% of adults in the UK will celebrate Valentine's Day, with the millennials spending most, approximately £32 per head. So, according to the finder.co.uk, around quarter of couples not living together will break lockdown to see their partners this year, where others plan Zoom nights and looking forward to being reunited later throughout the year. So we're going back to the pandemic, which I don't like. That was just a horrible, horrible, horrible time. I'm glad that we were able to get through it. But we are actually in right now, which we're in a better place, where I'm glad that the pandemic is over, but this is what it was like in lockdown. And as we know, Valentine's is around and it's close quarters at any time. I would like to hear what you guys are up to. By all means, drop me an email, theblog@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblog@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. By all means, guys, it is Valentine's week. It is upon us. It is arising, and I would like to hear what you guys got up to. Do you have a special person? Do you have a significant other? Have you been in a long time, marriage as such? Or are you out there single, ready to mingle? By all means, let me know, because I'm interested to know what you guys have got planned and what you guys got installed.
Shut out the light. Now we ain't speaking. I'll watch you leaving. 'Cause you always
You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblog@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Being Valentine's Day or Valentine's Week, it's upon us as a rising. What are you doing? Are you going away? Are you actually going maybe on a little, a staycation? Are you going for a drive? Are you going for dinner? What is actually the most popular Valentine's gifts? So, what are the most popular gifts to send for your Valentine or, your significant other? You've got flowers, you've got chocolates, cook a romantic dinner together, treasure hunt, couple activities, make your own card. There is so many things you can do, and I'm interested to know, what do you want to do, or what's your little, what are you going to do for your other one? The most popular gifts is, what is the most popular gifts to send on Valentine's Day? Are you celebrating, Valentine's, Day this year? Survey shows about 80% of people in the relationships choose to celebrate Valentine's Day. I'm not sure what the other 20% up to. The data, certainly does not show, you're likely to make most effort if you've been with your partner for 2 years or less. So it's clearly to drop off romantic gestures or Valentine's Days for those who have been together for a while. Despite the general perceptions of Valentine's Day, it's most important to women. It's mostly men who feel the celebrating Valentine's Day, their partner is important. 68% of men will be disappointed if they didn't celebrate the day, compared to 51% of women. So, what do people, actually buy for their partner on Valentine's Day? About 40% of people will send cards to their loved ones, 17% will indulge with a box of chocolates, 14% will go out for a romantic meal, and the other 7% will send flowers. So if you're looking for some creative ideas to celebrate, Valentine's Day, look no further, have ideas, make it perfect no matter how long you've been together. So stay tuned, guys. I have some great tips that I would like to share. What's the best thing to do on Valentine's Day? You can drop me an email, theblog@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio. I listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblog@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You're listening to the best digital radio station in the nation, The Block 105 Radio. Guys, it is upon us. We are here. We're coming up to Valentine's Day. I don't know if you've got anything planned or installed, but I'm just going through I'm coming up with I know some good ideas besides, the flowers and chocolates, but that seems to be the standard thing to do. But, make it a little bit, get creative, cook a romantic dinner together, treasure hunt, couples activity, make it your own or make your own card. I know there's better things out there that you want to do beside all that, but hey, what would I know in that kind of sense? Because me, as I said, it's always, whatever you do or how you do it, it's always when you're with your significant other. It doesn't matter. As long as you're together, you get to spend it. It is just absolutely beautiful just to spend the time together. But as I said, there's plenty of ideas, gift ideas, as you know. Who are you shopping for? Are you shopping for her? Are you shopping for him? Anyone, kids, baby, teacher, pet, top gift ideas under $25, which that's pretty cool. I like that. So you got beauty and bath, you got mugs, you got stuffed animals, you got candles. You've got all these great ideas depending on what you're after and what you're into. As such, thoughtful gifts, for any lifestyle, popular brands for your Valentine's with love, anything Valentine's Day. There's all these amazing, things you can do and buy and just share with your loved one for Valentine's Day. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, you can drop me an email, theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Guys, we've come up to, which it is Valentine's Day. I like to know what you got up to or what do you got plans. What should you do? What should you do on Valentine's Day? Make Valentine's Day mug cake together, go for a walk, read romantic quotes and poems out loud, or simply watch the sunset. Whatever you have, the day planned, include enjoying both of your favorite things. Which, that's important to know, that you have to have, some common ground and that you're going to spend this time together. I've got here 51 best things to do on Valentine's that you'll never forget. So that's a lot of ideas. 51. Woo! So we've got here, book a ticket for the night out. You've got 2, recreate a memorable date. You got 3, take dancing lessons together. 4, do a puzzle together. 5, plan a progressive dinner. 6, go ice skating. 7, book a staycation. 8, watch the sunset or the sunrise together. And 9, reminisce about your wedding day. Or 10, dance at home. So those are first 10 things that you can do for the good old romantic Valentine's Day. Welcome to Sarah Talk Solutions. You've tuned into a bit of a different type of show. You can drop me an email, theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm Sarah B, and I'm your host. We are here. This is Valentine. It is upon us, it is risen us, and we are here all about the good old V-Day. What have you got planned? What have you got installed? By all means, drop me an email, drop me a text. I like to hear what have you got planned and what you've got installed. I'm always interested to know, do you have any big plans, or are you just going to keep it low key? I've gone through, some 10 ideas, and I can do another 10 where it's plan an indoor picnic. Number 12, you can go to an arcade. Number 13, have a heartfelt conversation. Number 14, plan a coffee date. Number 15, take a bike ride. Number 16, plan a photo shoot. Number 17, dinner with friends. 18, play a game. 19, make a playlist for each other. And number 20, take a hike. So you've got all these amazing ideas what you want to do on this Valentine's Day. Make it interesting. Don't make it boring. It's always good to kind of, make it, put a little bit of effort. That's what I'm trying to say. With you've been with someone for so long, or you've just got to know them. It's always nice to always make an effort. As such, I know everyone is busy with their lives and all that kind of stuff, but it is Valentine's. It's only once a year, thank God. Where I know people are out there, I know no matter what your personality types or what your idea is fun, there's always a list of ideas or activities to be sure to be inspired couples of all ages, from students to seniors at all ages and all stages of relationships, from the first Valentine to the 50th. Whether you go out and find a special way to stay, perhaps, go for dinner, end up, dinner and dessert. Oh boy, or sure, make a romantic date night. Likely cold outside near you. Still lots of destinations you'll find, or a night at home in comfy PJs, or Valentine's Day movie. Whatever you call for it, and whatever you do, there's always plenty ideas you can do for Valentine's Day and Valentine's night. Guys, get creative and get funky. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me an email, theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You're listening to the best digital radio station in the nation. By all means, get creative, and it's going to be a good year for 2024. Happy Valentine's Day, no matter what you're up to and what you have in store. You're listening to Sarah B. You can drop me an email, theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You're listening to the one and only, the best digital radio station in the nation. By all means, drop me an email, drop me a text. It is Valentine's Day, or I should say Valentine's week. It is upon us, it is risen. I'd like to know what you got up to, or what are you getting, what do you have in store? I know it's, once a year, so I'm like, okay, great, in that sense, are you celebrating and not celebrating? It all depends on who it is, what it means, how much it means to you. So, here I am, like, who actually invented Valentine's Day? End of the 5th century, declared, February 14th. St. Valentine's Day since then. Has been the day of celebration through generally more religious than romantic. Wow, that's definitely changed, because now it's more romantic than religious. What are the 7 days to Valentine's Day? The 7 days of Valentine's week includes Rose Day, Purpose Day, Chocolate Day, Teddy Day, Promise Day, Hug Day, Kiss Day, and Valentine's Day, which is celebrated from 7th of February to the 14th every year. So I like that. So there's 7 days to Valentine's Day. Who brought Valentine's to America? So, it was Esther Howard. Greeting cards popularized, in Valentine's Day. By the 1700s, the Europeans were exchanging love notes, which evolved into elaborate handmade Valentine's fringe and lace with ribbons. In the 1840s, Esther Howard of the Worcester, Massachusetts, introduced mass-produced Valentines in America. So it was actually introduced to the United States. And all of this, I like how it's saying, is today a Kiss Day. So Kiss Day is celebrated February 13th every year. Is one of the most romantic and anticipated days in Valentine's week lineup, leading up to Valentine's Day itself, promising it an opportunity for lovers around the world to express their affection and love through the simple yet profound act of kissing. Good old Valentine's Day. Yippee! And if you have anything that you love to share, drop me an email, theblogsaratalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. To Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblogsaratalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The best digital radio station in the nation. You're listening to Sarah Solution Talks. Drop me an email, theblogsaratalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Guys, what have you got planned or in store for Valentine's? Do you have anything, lined up? Do you have someone? Are you with someone, or maybe not? It's like, what should you do on Valentine's Day? Well, it all depends, on the person itself. How can you make it special? What do I do with my girlfriend on Valentine's Day? How do I celebrate Valentine's Day in a unique way? So, there's so many romantic ideas for celebrating Valentine's Day at home. You can make plans with the kids, decorate your space, prepare a special meal, make up specialty cocktails, play some music and dance without phones, plan light-hearted activities. There's all these amazing ideas what you can do depending on if you have someone or if you don't have someone. It depends on the individual. There's so many ways to actually celebrate it with your significant other. There's other ways, like, for example, best things to do on Valentine's Day. So, for exercising to arts, to crafts, to more relaxing activities like cooking or writing. Valentine's Day activities can be fun or as low key. So it depending on you and depending on the individual itself. By all means, it is V-Day 2024. Please, if you're with someone, just, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars. You just, make it meaningful and just make it memorable. You can drop me an email, theblogsaratalks.com. You can drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblocksarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Guys, as we know, it is Valentine's week, which I know that everyone's preparing and gearing up for that. Good luck with it. I hope you have a good 2024 with Valentine's Day. I wish you well. By all means, drop me an email, theblocksarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Going and gearing into a new topic, we had just the Super Bowl. So this is the biggest football game in the United States of America, and it was like from the commercials to the private suites. It's just next level. I just cannot believe just like how it's just turned into something bigger than what it is. Like, we're just going to go through, the 10 best Super Bowl 2024 commercials ranked. The best 2024 Super Bowls, here it come and gone, but the ads remain. This year, the best contestants between Kansas City Chiefs and San Francisco 49ers came down with the last seconds of overtime, but the significant audience just watches for the Super Bowl commercials, which tends to be several steps above the normal ad as seen on TV. Why we hesitate to place any of these ads amongst the best Super Bowl commercials of all time, but made the cut of of 2024, the 10 best Super Bowls commercials, and you can catch them all going from countdown to number 1. So, number 10, which is Mr. T in sketches, which, we all love Mr. T. Mr. T has been around. Mr. T in the heyday, 4 decades behind us, but in the 80s, icon, still known and all over the world, which he did the sketches at, which it was funny. Tom has won enough, which he is. No one won more than Super Bowls than Tom Brady, which is why MGM is banning him from placing any bets in the Super Bowl ads. Okay, number 8, talking with Walken, BMW USA. So everyone seems to have the impression of Christopher Walken's in the BMW ad. Number 7, Sir Patrick Stewart throws down the Hail Harold at Paramount. The Star Trek, The Next Generation. Sir Patrick Stewart isn't afraid to make himself look insane, especially in Paramount Super Bowl ad. Number 6, look at the Good Neighbors, which is the State Farm, which is pronunciation has never been Arnold Schwarzenegger's strong suit, but very much the joke of the State Farm. The commercial has its callbacks to one of Schwarzenegger's most lines, the Predator, before reuniting him with his twins co-star Danny DeVito. Number 5, Here's to Stay Apartments, which is the only 2 more fitting than Jeff Goldman to greet the aliens in this ad, which arrivals a co-star Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner. Number 4, The Wait is Over, Popeyes. So they seem to be inspired either Demolition Man or Austin Powers. Regardless of the film, it got nogged. Keen Johan, a very amusing turn, as he's the man himself. Number 3, Audrey Plaza having a blast, the Mountain Dew. So, unlike Parks and Recreation, the co-star Chris Pratt, Audrey Plaza got to play off a persona of a star in the funny commercial. Number 2, that T-Mobile internet feeling. Oh my gosh, they've been playing that not just on the Super Bowl, but that's been playing for all year. And it's just been, that seems to be, every time I think of T-Mobile, the Flashdance come out, a 41-year-old, yet the Flashdance inspired commercial during the year of the Super Bowl, T-Mobile, which was actually funny. Cameo from Flashdance as such, the top that nerd only. And number one, of course, number one, we all know why it's number one, because we all know that the number one, which, they're big ass or big name talents. The number one for 2024 best commercial, which is the Dunkin's Donuts. As we all know, the Dunkins and the Dunkings of Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Tom Brady, the Jack Howard, Jennifer Lopez, and Fat Joe. There was a time of 2 decades ago where Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez were practically run out of Hollywood for starring a terrible movie together. Flash forward in 2024, the duo now has this year's best Super Bowl ad. This was a callback to Lopez's guest appearance in Affleck's ad last year. So this year, Affleck, Matt Damon, Tom Brady, and the friends burst in J-Lo latest studio sessions of the debut of Dun Kings. Wow, so Lopez is less than impressed by the probable drawing up the divorce papers, while Damon hilariously apologized for playing any role on this. Almost makes all of those benefit stories worth it. So that was the number one commercial for 2024. Guys, I hope that all of you guys have a great, happy 24 Valentine's Day, or as such. I know it's upon us. I know it's around us. I want everyone, if you're with someone, if you're not with someone, but just by all means, just have some fun. Go out there, spoil yourself. You don't necessarily have to be in a relationship. Just go out there and enjoy yourself. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Guys, it is 2024. Valentine's Day is upon us. By all means, go out there, enjoy yourself, indulge, spoil yourself. You don't need to be with someone. Just by all means, I know which it is. It used to be, like a religious day, but now I just know it's just more commercialized. It's all about spending and buying, and they've just turned it, they made it bigger than how it shouldn't be. But anyway, by all means, drop me an email, because I love to hear what you got up to on your special day. My email address, which is theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Happy 2024 for good old Valentine's Day. Stay blessed, stay current, and stay positive. You're listening to the one and only Miss Sarah B, and I'm your host. You can drop me an email at theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9163. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm Sarah B, and I'm your host.
Hey guys, it's Miriam Love here, and I want to share something very special with you. Check out my new release, All In, the Spanish remixes, out now on Electric House Records. And always remember, be love, share love, all love.
Available now wherever you listen to music.
Welcome to Transforming 45, the podcast that celebrates the incredible power of passionate voices. I'm your host, Lisa Boat. Join me in conversation with heart-led humans who share their deeply personal stories of transformation. Transforming 45 is here to uplift, connect, and remind you that it's never too late to write your next chapter. So get ready to be inspired, empowered, and transformed. Join me in this community where through powerful storytelling, we heal and reclaim our inherent magic.
Electric acid.